Hey, Bombbuster72 here again. So today we're going to do some in-the-field training, and I'm going to show you how to take your military style poncho and we're going to turn this into a shelter. The only other things we're going to be using, we have some stakes here. The other thing we got here is we have some parachute cord. This is all daisy chained up to make it easier to store. This is about 50 feet. So let's get to this. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to find the hood on our poncho. Alright, once we get the hood, we're going to cinch it up. If you're trying to stay out of the rain, you'd want to cinch this up tight. Or if it were hot out and you're just trying to stay out of the sun, you could leave this open to allow a little bit of circulation of airflow through there. Alright, so first we're going to cinch up that hood, and we're going to wrap the cord around it. We're going to try to make this as tight as possible to keep out any moisture. Now we need to find one side and stake it to the ground. The side that we're looking for is going to have snaps on it. We don't want the ends, we want one of the sides of our poncho. Alright, so we want to stake this nice and tight to the ground. Now if we were worried about water coming up underneath here, what we would do is we could back off about a foot and dig a trench through here. It would divert any water, any runoff around our shelter. Or we could take loose dirt and pile it up on here along this edge like a sandbag. This would give us a seal like a sandbag to help keep the moisture from coming through. My poncho has grommets in it, but I want to show you something that you can do if your poncho doesn't, or if you're using a tarp or something like that that doesn't have grommets and you still need to hook it to the ground. An idea that you can use is, what I have is a small rock here. It's small, round, smooth, so it's not going to cut into our poncho. We just put it in. We just put it in here, and we kind of twist it up a little bit. This is going to give us something to grab a hold of. And with the tent stakes that I have that loop over there, we can just push that straight into the ground to hold it down. That gives us an anchor point if we don't have grommets. Alright, so we're going to use an overhead branch. We're actually going to hook it to the hood on our poncho. We're going to throw the parachute cord over our branch. I'm going to do it while it's still daisy chained. It just gives it a little more weight, a little heft to it. Make it a little easier to throw it over there. Alright, so we're going to tie our parachute cord to our hood here. I'm going to leave a little bit extra here. So I'm going to tie a square knot in this. And I left a little extra here so I can tie a double overhand knot. I like to do this. It lets me adjust the tension easily. Alright, so at this point I'm pulling it up tight, and I'm going to use the other end of my parachute cord to cinch it up tight. I'm just going to tie another double overhand knot to secure it for right now. I could tie it in a square knot, but I like to use one piece of rope for this if I can. It just allows me to keep my cord all in one piece in case I need to use it later. Now what I like to do, I like to hook it through my other grommet on the other end here. You can see that. I like to use double overhand knots. They're easy to undo. And they still secure it quite well. Now at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hook it to another tree branch, or possibly even the same one. If I hook to the same one, it's going to be more of an upward pull. That'll give us a little more height. We try to find a branch that's further away, and we can get a little bit more width to it instead. So again, a double overhand knot there, and we have pretty much, for the most part, our shelter's done. We're just going to finish staking this to the ground, and we actually have made ourselves a little bit of a doorway here that can be snapped together, or we can pull it out tighter and give us a little bit more open feel to it. But this will keep the weather off of us, keep the sun off us, and keep the moisture off. So now, I don't know if you can see this, but we have our shelter done, staked to the ground. We have it a little bit open on one end. But let's see what it looks like inside. So here's what we got inside. Now this will keep us out of the sun What you see over here is our opening. Alright, so if we want to close this up a little bit better, what we're going to do is we're going to take these two end stakes out. We're going to snap this up so that we know approximately where it's going to come to. We pull these tight, it'll pull it kind of closer to the ground here. That allows us to seal it up a little bit tighter. Now obviously when we want to get in, we just come over here and we're going to unsnap it. This is our door. Alright, so here we've got the inside of our shelter. There's not a lot of room in here, but we can snap it again from the inside. Once we do that, we're sealed up nice and tight in here. There's not a lot of room, but it definitely provides the shelter that you need. This is definitely not the Holiday Inn. This is more of the Poncho Inn Express. Alright guys, so this has been the video on putting a shelter together using nothing but a poncho, a couple of stakes, and some parachute cord. This is my favorite method because I can seal out the elements. I have a doorway that I can open and close, get in and out, and this is why I like this method. If you have a favorite method, be sure to post a video response. Show me. I always like to learn new things. And if you have a comment, leave them below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. Until next time, take care and be safe. Now, it's time to get out of this thing. It's like a sauna in here. A sauna. It's hot. It's Africa hot in here. Crazy. Actually, it's New Mexico hot. A little less humid.
Until next time, take care and be safe.
Right on, dude.